Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Hello.
Lahore Control, Assalamu alaikum. A very good evening. This is Pakistan 373.
Pakistan 373, Lahore Control, Walaikum Assalam, go ahead.
Pakistan 373, sir, we are at stand 5, Southern Board 29er, 2 aircraft type Boeing 777 Lima, requesting IFA clearance to Karachi as filed.
Pakistan 373, Roger, stand by.
Standing by Pakistan 373.
Hello.
Hello, bro. Welcome everyone on board. We will be carrying 292 souls on board today, and we will be departing from Islamabad International straight into Karachi.
Good morning.
Pakistan 373. Lahore control, Pakistan 373.
Pakistan 373, Lahore, go ahead.
Pakistan 373, sir. Apologies, I just find out that we got disconnected. So in case you were calling me.
Pakistan 370, it's okay. In just a minute for the ATC.
Pakistan 373, sir. We are ready when you are to copy IFR clearance.
Pakistan 373, you are clear to destination Karachi as filed via Belco 2 Foxtrot departure runway 28 left. Initially climb flight level 170, broken departure 4522.
Roger, sir. Clear to destination via Belco 2 Foxtrot departure runway used to at left and initial climb flight level 170 and on the scope 4522 Pakistan 373.
Pakistan 373, back is correct. Report ready for push and start.
Roger, sir. Will advise once ready for push and start Pakistan 373. Okay, we have got the boarding complete, so we'll just close the doors now. Okay, we'll close the board doors, we'll arm them. Okay, so doors are closed. We will be carrying the total fuel that will be 23,000 kgs on board for our trip today, out of which 6,600 kgs will be our reserve fuel. So since ATC cleared us for Belco 2 Foxtrot departure for our destination, we'll go in the departure sections. It's like Belco 2 Foxtrot, runways 28 left. We'll go to routing. We have got Belco 2 Foxtrot and our planned arrival will be Nawab Shah 1 Charlie arrival. We will go to arrivals Nawab Shah 1 Charlie arrival, and we will use ILS 25 left for the moment. In case the winds change, we will go for an RNAV approach for 07 right, because 07 right isn't equipped with the ILS at all. Okay, the translation will be from the waypoint Sabin, so we'll select that. We'll go into routing. We have inserted the route, so we will go in plan mode. Here we go. We'll select the leg section step just to check my route in case there is no discontinuity or the route is added incorrect. Okay, so our route seems pretty good. Okay, fine. We'll put it back on map mode, the navigation display, and we will go to the route page. We will activate it and execute this route. Now coming to performance page, we have got pretty much good performance. The parameters are all right. We'll accept it. Only one amendment, that we will be cruising at flight level 380, so cruise altitude will be 380. Now it says we have the wind data uplink, so we'll go into legs RT data. We will load the wind data. Wind data is uplink. We have loaded that. Okay, so we have got the destination forecast. We will go to VNav. Climb our transition altitude will be, it's 12,000 feet, so we will add the transition altitude. Next we will proceed con cruise in destination. We believe we will go to forecast. Transition level of Karachi is flight level 050. Here we go, and we will load our destination data. Okay, so we have got this section right. Now we will head back to performance page, index, pref. This seems good. We'll take takeoff one configuration, takeoff. Our CG today is 31%. Flaps, since it is a Boeing 777-200, so we'll be using flaps 5. We've got our V speeds. V speed V2 is 147 knots. We will set that in speed window, because in case in takeoff roll before after V1 we lose our one engine, so we will climb with 147 knots. And now we'll head to index. We'll set our approach speed. It is saying that 3135, but we will use it as 3140. Here we go. We are all ready. Boarding is done, everything is on, and tower has set us to initially climb flight level 170. We'll set 170 here. Okay, everything is set. We will set the squawk. Squawk is given 4522. Here you go, 4522 on the squawk. And we will set transponder to TARA. There we go. We have our TCAS on. Now we'll turn on the APU, since we are running on ground power, not the APU. So just a couple of times we did it on start, and now we will wait until the APU turn on. Meanwhile, we will turn off the smoke. We will put the smoking signs on auto, seatbelt signs on auto. Okay, that's all for now. We are good to go. And yes, we'll turn on the packs also. Yes, there you go. QNH here is 1011 as per weather engine, but we will see before what the ATC tells about the QNH once we get the pushback. Okay, we have everything set. Cargo is loaded. We'll just close the cargo compartment doors as well. Cargo doors, we will close them, every one of them. Okay, we'll open the before start checklist. There we go. In pre-flight oxygen, let's test the oxygen. There we go, there's the oxygen. Okay, our oxygen seems good. Okay, it's alright. Flight instrument, headings, altimeter, everything is okay. Parking brakes are set. Before pre-flight checklist complete. Before start, flight deck doors, we just close them. MCP V2, we have said that already, everything is set. Okay, takeoff speeds V1 V2 already done. CDU pre-flight is completed. Trim units done. Taxi takeoff briefing is complete, and we will turn beacon light on in just that case that on the ground crew then sucks in the engine once we start them. It's normal before taxi checklist. We will do that once we are pushing back and we are just a few moments before taxi. Okay, so let's see, we have got the APU running. We can just turn off the ground power now. Ground power is off. We are now, the APU is supplying the power to aircraft, and we will disconnect the ground power from the FMS also, that in this case, because PMDG works like that. PMDG setups, menu, F sections. We will go to connections, ground connections, I believe. These are manuals. Okay, wheel chocks removed and plugs, everything is removed. Okay, so ground power has gone off. Yes, it should. Everything seems in perfect sequence. Okay, we are fully ready for pushback and departure. Okay, we have got the weather, we have got the time, everything's okay. Pakistan 373, sir, we are now fully ready for push and start.
Pakistan 373, push and start approved, facing east, QNH 1010.
Say again, please, Pakistan 373.
Pakistan 373, push and start is approved, facing east, QNH 1010.
Roger, sir, push and start approved, facing east and QNH 1010, copied, Pakistan 373. Okay, so we will request pushback facing east. It's going to be our left, yes. We will push back and our nose will face left side. We'll just request the pushback. Before that, we'll unlock these jetways, these boarding tunnels. Okay, jetways are off. Now we will ask prepare for pushback and departure. Any moment now the tug will come in to give us the pushback. Meanwhile, let's just go through the cockpit. Okay, anti-icing is on auto, everything is okay. Hydraulics and fuel pumps will remain off until we turn on. Yeah, we'll gonna need logo lights and wing lights, we will need them. Okay, so there is our pushback vehicle. Just wait a second, we will be pushing back to right. Correction, my bad, it will be right, not left. Yes. Okay, so once they give us the choice that where we want to push back, we will be pushing back to east on the right. Nose will go to right. Rudder seems stuck because the hydraulics are off, as they are the main components to control the controls, give the controls of flight controls to us. So once we start the hydraulics, everything will go fine. We have turned on the beacon light as before engine start, that is a must. And we will request pushback nose right. Okay, the ground is asking us to release parking brakes. Here we go. Okay, so as the ground has cleared us to start the engines, we will turn on the hydraulics on auto, fuel pumps on, and engine 1 and engine 2 on start positions. Now we will wait till this values, N1 values, come to 3.3, and then we'll inject fuel from the cutoff valves and our engines shall start as they should. Meanwhile, I will just adjust my lighting and we'll turn on the time, since we are about to start our engines, so we can record our block time of the flight. Here we go. And we will just turn on a few cockpit lighting to just see what the hell we are doing in the cockpits. And there we go. Okay, we are all set. N1 values are in limit. Turn on the fuel pumps, and there we go. There we go. Our engines are starting up now. Meanwhile, they are pushing us back. We have got engines, N1 is stabilized, so we can turn off the APU. And there's one thing left. Yeah, I'm done. Okay, we have to set the parking brakes.
Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
Okay, we have ground. We have a good we have a good engine start. Okay, so until they unlock the pushback vehicle, we will do our before taxi checklist. Anti-ice, it's set to auto. Normal. Recall is done. Auto brakes to RTO position. RTO means basically rejected takeoff. In case before V1 we get any engine failure or any technicalities, in that case the aircraft will start applying the brakes and follow the rejected takeoff procedures. So we have set the auto brakes to rejected takeoff. Flight controls: aileron left, aileron right, elevator up, elevator down, rudder left, rudder right. Flight controls seem to be acting as they should, so it's clear. Ground equipment, we have got it clear. Before taxi checklist complete. Takeoff, set flaps 5, which will be our takeoff flaps as planned. Okay, we'll wait. There we go. The ground crew is going away, so now we can turn on our taxi lights. Here we go.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Okay, once we will this get pushback vehicle and this guy just gets clear for engines, then we will request for taxi and begin our taxi. And we have got before takeoff checklist complete. Alright, now we will focus on the taxi. Pakistan 373, sir, we are requesting taxi.
Pakistan 373, taxi holding point runway 28 right, via taxi is Foxtrot Kilo Juliet.
Roger, sir, taxi via Foxtrot Kilo Juliet to holding point 28 right, Pakistan 373. Okay, so we have got the pushback clearance, release parking brakes. There we go. And the taxi, the turn ahead, right turn, it is Foxtrot, I believe, and then parking brake is off. We'll add a slight little bit of power and the aircraft should start moving. Okay, we are moving. See, we have got the rudder jack in working as we turn on the hydraulics. We've got everything in good control. Everything seems nice, and we will carefully just turn and taxi the aircraft real nice and easy. And meanwhile we'll turn on the VNAV and LNAV also. Flight directors on. Just a second, just let us turn, then we'll look forward to it. So basically we are cleared for runway 28 left for departure. So initially we will be holding short 28 right, and then we will cross that runway all the way to the runway at the very last runway, that is 28 left, which will be our takeoff runway. Okay, everything is in perfect position. We'll turn on the viewers and FDs on the first officer side as well. It's on. VNAV, LNAV going on. Everything is fine. Okay, let's focus on the taxi now. This is ISLAMABAD International Airport. For the timing, I have turned off the strobe lights and the landing lights because that are needed once you enter the active runway. Since we are approaching the runway now, so we can just turn on the landing lights. Landing lights going on, strobe lights going on, taxi lights I will turn off because landing lights are enough bright to give us what is ahead of us. Basically the work of landing lights is that landing traffic, an aircraft who is coming in to land at a specific runway or taking off, they just get alert that there is already a traffic on the runway, so to just prevent the accidents, it's a kind of safety for you. So just before entering the runway, you will
Pakistan 373, cross to 8 right, line up runway 28 left and wait.
Roger, cross runway 28 right and line up to 8 left and wait, Pakistan 373. Okay, as expected, we have got the clearance to cross to 8 right. The runway coming ahead is to 8 right and the other runway is to 8 left. So the controller has asked us to basically just line up and wait. We won't go for takeoff right away. Once he clears us, then we will go for it. Right now I am taxiing very slow. The reason for that is if you taxi fast, your turn radius becomes very less. So for achieving a greater turn radius, you have to be slow, and we have to make a tight turn to establish on center line. So that's why slow taxi is better rather than coming fast and overshooting the runway. Okay, we'll turn and we will line up on runway 28 left. Nice and easy, nice and easy. Okay, we are lined up. Lahore control, sir, I believe tower has come online, so shall I transfer to the tower? Okay, since Islamabad tower has come online, so
Pakistan 373, in fact stay with me, there's like just a single call, so no need to transfer over to tower. And 230 degrees right north, runway 28 left, clear for takeoff.
Roger sir, no worries, and 28 left clear for takeoff, Pakistan 373. Alright, so we are cleared for takeoff. We'll just check for our safety. Landing lights are on, runway turn-offs are on, strobes are on, flaps at 5, yes 5. V-speeds, we have got them, okay. So initially we will open 50% of the throttles. There you can see. Engine stabilized, auto throttles on. Okay, takeoff thrust set, check.
On taxiway,
Yes, it's live. knots check.
V1.
V1, rotate.
V2.
Okay. We are lifted off the ground. We are airborne. Flaps 1. Positive climb, gears up. We are crossing flaps to 1 speed. Flaps going up. We will keep climbing. And we have crossed 200 AGL, so we can turn on the autopilot as per procedure. Autopilot going on. LNAV, VNAV is on. Everything is in perfect order. Okay, so we have got after takeoff checklist complete, normal descent checklist that will be required later on, so just close the checklist section.
Pakistan 373 identified on departure, proceed as cleared, climb flight level 240.
Proceed as cleared and climb flight level 240, Pakistan 373. Okay, so we will set the MCP to flight level 240, 24,000, as we have been cleared for 24,000 feet. Here we go. Okay, we will stay on local Q&A, that is 1011. until 12,000 feet. Crossing 12,000, that is our transition altitude. We will switch to standard QNH. And let's have some nice south signals. There we go. Okay, meanwhile just return to the cockpit and let me check. We are crossing 9,000, almost about 10,000, so we will turn off the landing lights now, off, and we don't need
Pakistan 373, proceed direct to Kumi.
Roger, direct to me, Pakistan 373. Okay, so controller has asked us to proceed direct to me. We'll go into legs. There's Kumi, we'll select that and we will just go and place it there and we will proceed direct, execute. We have brought a bit of discontinuity, but no worries. Discontinuity is no more. We are set and we are crossing 12,000. We'll switch to standard QNH. Here we go, standard QNH. And since we are above 10,000, everything, all operations are normal. The aircraft is acting as it should. Okay, folks, enjoy a safe flight and move with us. There we go. Okay, folks, enjoy the flight on board with us today. Meanwhile, we will meet again at Karachi.
Pakistan 373, continue climb flight level 380.
So we are now approaching our cruise altitude, that is flight level 380. There you go. And at the moment we are climbing out of flight level 374, 37,500 feet now, and we'll be leveling off at 38,000 feet approximately. That is flight level 380, the planned cruise flight level for us today. And this thing in green indicates the mode on FMS. Speed green means that the aircraft has the managed speed. In green it is in positive, the autopilot is controlling the speed. We don't no needs to worry about it. The LNAV lateral navigation is in green, means it's working as it should. We also not need to worry about it. And vertical navigation path is also armed and green, working, so all operations are normal. We have now leveled off in cruise, we have stopped the climb, and we are flying on Mach number of decimal 83. gentlemen, we are about to get close to our destination, and in no time we will be descending, starting our descent for our destination, Karachi, inshallah. There we go. There, the waypoint Nandi we are chasing right now. There is the green arrow. I guess you guys can see that TD means stop of descent. Once we start, we arrive here, we will start descending. So in that case, I will just set the initially we can descend to flight level 240, as no controller is online on VetSim. So obviously, it's just our pilot skills which we will use. So initially I have planned to descend to flight level 240. I have just set that on MCP, and once since we have vertical and lateral navigations are on, it's guiding the aircraft, so no need to worry about the descent. All we had to do was that we had to set the MCP descent altitude here, which we have done. Once now aircraft comes at the stop of descent, it will automatically start descending as I commanded the aircraft. So meanwhile, what we will do is we will open the checklist for descent. There you go. Recall is that we will just see which runway is active in Karachi and what is the weather report. Okay, so as per weather and the winds at Karachi, runway 25 left as planned is active runway for Karachi at the moment. So we need no changes in the FMS. And the second thing is, now as we start descending to below 10,000, we'll turn on the landing lights. And then we will fly the Waksha 1 Charlie arrival procedure as proposed, which is already in our FMS. It's set. On Sabin we must be at 3000, and thereafter on our next waypoint we will be at 2000, and then we will wait for the localizer. We'll stop our descent at 2000 and we'll wait for the localizer to come in. Once we are established on localizer and glide slope, then we will further descend for the landing. And the minimums for runway 25 left are on radio altimeter 219er. Mean that 219er we will get the minimums call in case by minimums we feel that we cannot land safely. We will go around, and I'll take the controls. We will climb to minimum safe altitude proposed for Karachi, and we will come again for an other ILS approach. And by the 1000 call on the radio altimeter, we must be stabilized at all costs. Stability criteria will be that localizer is deflected only 1 dots to left or right either side, or it must be aligned. And on glide slope the same goes, that diamond must be 1 dot up or down. And then we will I will call out that we are stabilized, and we will check that and we'll continue approach. Okay, so we have got the recall done. Before descent, notes are checked. Auto brake, I think auto brake 2 will be sufficient to stop the aircraft on the runway 25 left. We have set the auto brake. Landing data VREF, yes, it's set. FMS is telling it's set. Okay. Approach briefing, yes, we have completed the approach briefing right now. Okay, so we have completed the before descent checklist. Now approach checklist says that we have updated your altimeters. Since the flight level 50 is the transition or level for Karachi, so once we descend below 5000, we'll set the local prevailing QNH at the moment at Karachi. That's all for now. So we won't just checklist complete for approach because we have not done that now. And as you see, we are now very close to our top of descent. The aircraft will start descending, and there we go. There we go. The aircraft has started descending now. And I will set the minimums on radio, which are 219er for Karachi. Here we go. Just let me set that. Here we go. It's 219er. We are all set. This thing just displays that we are descending on vertical profile. Everything is fine. Okay, so we are descending out of flight level 260. We will continue our descent till flight level 150. So I will set it to flight level 150. Okay, it's set. And after that we'll further descend to flight level 80, and thereafter we'll further continue to descend to flight level 2000, and at 2000 we will just stop our descent until we are established on localizer, and then we'll descend on the ILS. That's it for the approach section. Okay, so since we are about to cross 10,000 feet, we will turn on the landing lights and runway turn off lights. We are good to go, and yes, we will turn on the wing lights on also as well. There we go, and we will continue descending to 3,000 now. Here we go. We have set altitude 3,000, and at the moment we are crossing out of 10,400. So as soon as we descend out of 5,000, we will flight level 50. We will come to local QNH at Karachi, which is the transition level, because when we climb we set to standard QNH in transition altitude, and when we are descending we set the local QNH of the station we are arriving as soon as we cross the transition level. And these transition altitudes and level can be find easily on the charts of that specific airport. Okay, so guys, here at Sabin, he is telling that hold is set. That we will accept in case that ATC says so. since there is no ATC and side traffic, so we can when we are close to Sabin somewhere, we will just activate the approach mode, which will tell the aircraft that no need to hold, you can just proceed towards your fix, and you can continue approach. And now we will further reduce speed to 200 knots. We'll start that deceleration. For that, I'll just take a couple of speed breaks to slow us down, and that's it. Speed has started to reduce, and we will set the altitude to 2000. We have crossed the transition level, so let me see what is the QNH, latest QNH at Karachi. Latest QNH is 1011, so we will just set it. There we go. Now we are descending on standard QNH 1011. Little bit of more speed brakes, and meanwhile I will start taking flaps 1. Further reduce speed to 180 knots, 160 knots. Yeah, the stable the better. We'll turn on the approach mode. Okay, we are reducing speed, we are descending nice and easy. Okay, flaps going 5. Since the approach mode is on, so the aircraft will no longer hold in after at 7. It will just continue the approach. Okay, so speed has started reducing. We will further slow, and we will take flaps 15. Okay, now we no longer need speed brakes, so we'll just turn them off. We will take flaps 20. We are established on localizer 425 left. Now we will wait until the localizer comes in, glide slope comes in, and then we'll after 2500 call we'll lower landing gears, and then we will take flaps 25 and 30 full, which are rated for the Boeing 777. Okay, so there goes. We are now fully established on localizer 25 left, and since there is no controller, so there is the rule of wet sim that you have to give the call on Unicom frequency, that is 122.8, that the traffic, if he is lining up on runway or anything, he gets aware of your position, and you just both of you remain in safe direction. So I'll just give a blind call transmission on Unicom, just in case. Okay, 2500 call, landing gears down. Karachi traffic, this is Pakistan 373. We are fully established for 25 left ILS, and we'll turn the ND to extended ILS modes. We are 7.8 DME, 7.8 miles short from Titan, our position. Landing gears down, and it's showing in green. So now we'll extend the flaps to 25. I guess the visibility at Karachi is quite low, at the moment. There is a hazy weather, so in case by minimums we see the runway, then we will take the controls and land the aircraft manually. If not, then we will just go with divergence. Okay, so we have got flaps 25 in green, increasing flaps to 30, which is full. Approach checklist is complete. Parameters are normal. Landing checklist, flaps are full. Speed brakes to be armed. There we go. Speed brakes are armed. Everything is in perfect position. Checklist mode goes off for now. Okay. There we go. Fully ready for the landing. Okay, now time to concentrate on the landing. We have got land 3, which shows that in case if I don't disconnect the autopilot, the aircraft is going to do an auto landing. And in case we have to go around for, okay, we have got the 1000 call, we are stabilized, checked, yeah, we can continue. In case of go around, what we will do is disconnect the autopilot, advance the throttle all the way to toggle power, and we will start climbing, increasing the nose slightly, and thereafter we will decrease flaps as required once we are stabilized in climb, and we will retract our landing gears again. Okay, we have runway in sight. We have runway 25 left in sight, approach lights in sight. Okay, my controls. Disconnecting autopilot. I will be following flight directors, and once I get closer enough, I'll be looking more outside than inside.
Approaching minimums.
Check.
Minimums.
Continue. A little bit of nose down to maintain the profile. We are right on profile. Everything is good.
100. 50. 30.
Okay, flare. Hold.
10.
And tie down. Reverse thrust. Okay, auto brakes are working as they should. We are at 60 knots. Auto brakes will go off. Manual braking. We have reverse as normal. That was a totally normal warning. No need to worry. It was just because since we are retracting the flaps, and it was the aircraft believed that we are taking off, actually taking off. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Karachi International. We have landed at Karachi. Will vacate left when able. I will start cleaning up the aircraft, flaps up, and we will turn off our VORs, flight directors off. Just slow down a bit because we don't want to miss the taxiway. Since we are pretty slow enough to make a tight turn, so I will take the taxiway that is turning more sharply, which is our at left side. Okay, we are effective. We will just give a safety message. for that other traffic who is flying. Pakistan 373, we are clear effective now. Okay, meanwhile turn off the viewers from FO first officer side on also. Everything is done. And since we are clear for the runway, we can turn off our landing lights and strobe lights. Only taxi lights will be on to aid our vision for the taxi to stand. Since no controller is online on VetSim, so we can just take the stand that is empty of choice. Here we go. Nice and easy. Taxiing to our stand gate of choice. Meanwhile, turn off the landing lights, runway turn off lights off, taxi light on, and strobe going off. Everything is set. The aircraft is in clean configuration. Now we will taxi, and meanwhile we will just request the parking. We can take the parking at gate 14 Karachi, that is for domestic stands, and they are for gate heavy. So we are going to gate 14 heavy. We have started the taxi. Meanwhile, since we will turn off the engine, so there will be no other power, so we will turn on the APU to keep the system running until deboarding. So basically we are taxiing down on taxiway Echo, and thereafter we will turn right on Mike and will proceed for parking at stand 14. There are two runways, runway 25 left and runway 25 right at Karachi. Start turning. After the turn, the right ahead the gate, that is gate 14, which we have requested for parking. Okay, there we go. Turning towards gate 14. Once we stabilize on turn, I will just turn off the taxi light because we have arrived at stand and we don't need any lights now to aid our vision. So yes, if we turn on the light, the ground crew ahead waiting for us, he will get blind, because the taxi light is very bright. Okay, so I have turned off the taxi light and we are proceeding toward the stand 14. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Karachi Jinnah International Airport, Karachi. Okay. That's it. Okay, parking brakes set. Now we will set the parking brakes set. Our APU is running. We can turn off the engines. Okay, the engines are turned off. Okay, let's ask them to connect the boarding tunnels so we can get our passengers off the aircraft. Since our engines are going off, so we can turn off the beacon light, that is not more needed. We can turn off, indeed we can turn off all the lights, and we will operate the doors. We'll just open the doors for the deboarding, left entry 1, left entry 2, and we will open the cargo section doors. Since the carriage we are taking the passengers, their loading and everything. There you go. Okay, meanwhile this is done, let's complete the remaining checklist of the aircraft. We will open checklist. Shutdown checklist, it says set the hydraulic panel, that should be okay. There we go, hydraulics panel off, 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 everything goes on off, and then we will turn off the fuel pumps. Parking brakes are set. Shutdown checklist complete. Now securing checklist. We'll turn off the eddy roof. Yeah, it's turned off. Then we will just turn off the emergency lights. There we go. There are emergency lights. It's a bit of dark. Let's turn on the dome light. Okay, so emergency lights are off. We will turn off the packs also, left pack and the right pack of the aircraft. Packs are there, we go, there are the packs located. We'll turn them off, and we have got the secure checklist complete. Packs are off. Emergency lights, why are they still? Okay, and there we go, secure checklist is complete. Now aircraft, we can turn off the APU as well. In that case, we will turn off the APU generator, and then we will turn off the battery, because simply we don't want our battery to be discharged. Here we go, the battery goes off as well, and the aircraft is completely off. And we will request deboarding. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the flight, and we are now deboarding. So are the passengers. Time to disconnect. See you soon in the next flight streaming, inshallah.